If you think cruising is expensive, you're looking in the wrong places. Because right now, there are cruise itineraries where you can visit multiple countries, stay on a ship for a week, and still spend less than a typical land vacation. But here's a problem. Not every cheap cruise is actually a good deal. Some are short, crowded, or stop at ports that aren't actually worth your time. So in this video, I'm breaking down the top 10 best cheap cruise itineraries that actually give you real value, where you're going, what you're getting, and who each one is best for. So you don't just book the cheapest cruise, you book the right one. Before we get into this list, here's something most people don't understand. Cruises are cheap for a reason, but not always a bad one. Prices drop when ships sail shorter routes, cruise lines need to fill cabins, or when you travel outside of peak seasons. That's why the same exact cruise can cost $1,200 in July and $600 in October. So the key isn't just about finding cheap cruises, it's understanding which cheap cruises still deliver a great experience. So now let's get into number 10. Starting with the most accessible option, Bahamas cruises out of Florida. These are some of the cheapest cruises in the world, often priced around $300 to $500. Typical stops include Nassau and private islands like Perfect Day at Coco Cay. What makes this itinerary so great is that it's easy, cheap, and a great introduction to cruising. Everything is simple, short sailing time, minimal planning, and plenty to do on board. This is best for first-time cruisers or a quick getaway. Now at number 9, we have Western Caribbean cruises. These typically include Cozumel, Costa Maya, and sometimes Roatan or Grand Cayman. These ports are designed for cruise traffic, which keep things affordable. In Cozumel, you've got beach clubs, snorkeling, and easy excursions. In all honesty, Costa Maya is quieter but still very accessible. This itinerary gives you beaches, excursions, and low cost. This is best for balanced value trips. Now at number 8, we have the Eastern Caribbean. Eastern Caribbean cruises are slightly more scenic. Think St. Thomas, St. Martin, and Puerto Rico. The islands feel more tropical postcard compared to the western route. Prices can still be very reasonable, especially during shoulder seasons. This is best for better scenery without a huge price jump. Now at number 7, we have the Pacific Coast. This one is underrated. Cruises from Los Angeles or San Diego down to Cabo. Because these routes don't get as much attention, prices are often lower. Plus, if you're on the West Coast, you save on flights. This is best for cheaper total trip cost. Now at number 6, we step into Europe. Mediterranean cruises can be expensive, but if you travel October, early spring, prices drop significantly. And the crazy part, you're still visiting Rome, Barcelona, Naples. Same ports, just way less money. This is best for Europe on a budget. Now at number 5 is the same strategy but even better payoff. Greek islands cruises outside peak summer are much cheaper. You still get Santorini, Mykonos, Athens, but with fewer crowds and lower prices. This is one of the best ways to experience a luxury feeling destination on a budget. Now at number 4 is Alaska. Alaska is usually extremely expensive, but timing changes everything. If you go May, late September, prices drop a lot. You still get glaciers, wildlife, mountain views, but at a fraction of peak season cost. Best for bucket list trips on a budget. Now at number 3, we have the Baltic Sea. Baltic cruises don't always sell out like Mediterranean ones. That means deals pop up. It's a completely different experience, more culture, less beach. This is best for unique Europe cruises. Now at number 2 is the Transatlantic Cruises. This is one of the biggest hidden deals in all of cruising. Ships reposition between continents and they need to fill cabins, so prices drop. You get longer trips, tons of sea days, and lower costs per day, but less ports. Best for long vacations and maximum value. And number 1 is repositioning cruises overall. These happen when ships move regions, Caribbean to Europe or Alaska to California. Because they're harder to sell, prices drop, sometimes dramatically. You'll often get unique itineraries, longer trips, and the lowest cost per day in cruising. These itineraries are best for experienced travelers looking for value. And always remember, cheap cruises aren't always cheap overall. Watch for expensive flights, high excursion costs, and drink packages adding up. Sometimes the cruise is cheap, but the trip isn't. Here are the final thoughts on this list. If you want simple and cheap, Bahamas or Caribbean is the way to go. Now, if you want Europe on a budget, off-season Mediterranean or Greek islands. And if you want the best value per day, repositioning cruises are hard to beat. The key is not just to book cheap, it's booking smart. We hope you guys enjoyed this travel list, and we'll see you in the next Barjack's travel video.